83 and sunny now. Looks like it's gonna get up to about 101 by late afternoon in Louisville and 103 in E-Town. Not a cloud in sight, so get out those parasols. Major accident just ahead of the Bardstown exit, so if you're headed to work on the 31, you are late, my friend. Sugar? Just a little. I forgot how you take your coffee. I'm tired. I heard you yelling. Bad dreams? We were up on a roof, Ira and I, and Charlie, eating a light supper. I was drinking sweet tea. Charlie was reading. We were surrounded by other houses, closely packed, huge sidewalks. It must have been a... what's the word? Subdivision? Yeah, that's it, I'm sure. Below us, a group of people were gathered, standing quietly. A man was reading from a book. I asked Ira about the weather. Would it rain on Tuesday, or when would the sun set? Something like that. He wouldn't answer me. Charlie stood up, and Ira told him to watch his step, and then I remembered. I woke up before I could stop him. I always told him to test each tile with the heel first. If it's a heel, you can kick it back and still put your toe on something solid when the tile slips. I remember your lessons. He just wanted to study his... what was it called? Astronomy? Yeah, that's it. How could I forget? It wasn't his fault. It wasn't anyone's fault, Conway. That's what we mean when we say it's... an accident? Sure. Well, we have a mail order delivery today. Might be a long drive. I hope the truck can hold up. That truck will outlive us all. I hope you're right. I'm glad you'll keep it. Ira would have wanted you to have it. It's been running since Charlie was born. Ira took me to the hospital in that truck. So did you once. When you fainted. My hero. So, mail order? Maybe just a shut-in? I don't recognize the address. The order's all... I'm sure we can fill it. Guess that'll be the last. I guess it will be. The last act of Lisette's Antiques. The, oh, what's the word? Finale? Maybe. No, that's not the word. I just need to think a bit. More coffee or something? Or I've had too much. It'll come to you. Maybe. I'm not sure anymore. It seems inevitable there will start to be words that I lose forever. What are those boxes you set in the hallway? Those are Charlie's old books. Oh. I thought we could look at them together. That sounds nice. Cora should be here soon. Will you wait for me? Sure, Liz. I'll wait with you. There's your traffic and weather on the 5s. That's every 10 minutes, brought to you by the Consolidated Power Company. Stick around for Old Kentucky Home with Kate, helping you turn your humble home into a mansion after this. But that's only if you make a late payment on a follow-up visit. I think everything went well enough here that they'll only want to bill for... Oh, he's awake. How do you feel, old man? All fixed up? Truman says you might be a bit misty coming out of it. I was dreaming. That's unlikely. Neuripinol TM is quite powerful. In fact, many patients report a sensation of lost time. Do you feel like you've lost time? I guess so. It's been about 2 hours. What have you been doing? We watched TV for a while. Then Dr. Truman showed me some of the terms of this bill. It's kind of... You'll want to look it over for yourself, I think. How about that leg? How's your leg feeling? Yeah, that's the important part. Conway shifts his leg a bit in the chair, testing it. Well? This isn't my leg. Not your... Of course it's your leg. It looks wrong. You replaced it. I haven't encountered this reaction before, but it's not totally unheard of. I read a paper about something like this last year. It can happen for a lot of reasons. Neurological, psychological, social. I'm sure it won't persist in your case. Your thoughts and feelings are probably still a little nebulous from the Neuropinol TM. That's totally normal. It'll pass. I wouldn't recommend driving, at least for another hour or two regardless. Stares remotely at his leg. Let's talk about a few things you should be aware of: recovery, rehabilitation, and side effects. How long am I going to be recovering? Well, at your age, I want to be clear, you should expect lingering effects of the injury for more or less the rest of your life. Don't immerse it fully in water, avoid extremes of temperature. I'd stay away from dusty roads and mountain lions as much as possible. Dusty roads? Yeah, dust can be pretty dangerous. If too much accumulates, you can expect some severe shocks. Best thing you can do is to keep it clean and free of debris. What do I clean it with? Only clean your leg with a soft cloth moistened with water or isopropyl alcohol. You'll definitely want to avoid abrasive agents like detergents or other solvents. So, do you have any questions? Anything about the bill that didn't make sense? I don't mean to rush you, but I have an early fishing trip. What are you fishing for? Just out on the lake. Stripers, maybe? Gotta keep those wrists and elbows limber, you know? Oh, one more thing. Don't be alarmed if you experience any side effects of the Neuropinol TM. Typically, we see daydreaming, deja vu, pensiveness, fugue states, irregular perception of time. About 15% of patients report a generalized sensation of lateness. Nothing to be alarmed about, though. Just keep it in mind. Thanks for your help. Julian's outside. We can head back to your truck. Act 3, Scene 1. Museum of Dwellings. How are the drugs treating you? I feel a little distracted. You're probably pretty tired too. I usually feel more tired after a late night nap. Hey, you ever take anything for that? Caffeine pills or... It's all or nothing for me. Oh, right. They probably tell you to steer clear of all that stuff, huh? Yeah. I guess you never know. My folks had a peculiar relationship with medicine. We almost never had a regular doctor or health insurance or anything like that. Our immigration stuff was a mess for most of my childhood, so we only qualified for state programs and small patches before something or other would just get contested, and we learned to just pile on dentist appointments and stuff in those short windows. If a cut got infected or her migraines were too much to handle, my mom would talk to so-and-so who knew so-and-so, usually another minor, and end up with some pills. And instead of medical advice, every pill came with gossipy anecdotal warnings and superstitions, like all this lore that came with it. Like magic. Dangerous. Mysterious. Ever run into any problems? Sure, yeah. Stuff would be expired or mislabeled. Mom was allergic to penicillin, as it turned out. That was scary. And one time... in high school, Weaver got these pills to help their focus. She was so smart, but she always going off in different directions, mind racing, like 5 conversations going on in her head at once, and you're lucky if even one of them's with someone in the room, you know? So she had these pills, and they seemed to help. I was struggling in school too, failing my history class. She offered to share the pills. Did it help? At first, yeah, it helped a lot. I had kind of presence and clarity, purpose that I'd never really had otherwise. I didn't want to stop taking them. One day, I was sitting on my bed. My notebook was open next to me on top of a textbook, and I was holding a pen in my hand. I remember this moment from several years before. It came up so suddenly with such precision, I couldn't put it out of my mind. I felt I had to stay with it until I'd recalled the whole thing perfectly. It was just a tiny nothing moment, my mum patching up the side of a birdcage, winding some spare wire around the frame to reinforce it. I was fixated on that image, and the sound. The cage kind of bending and twanging as she worked on it, rapping and nodding, scraping copper against paint like bowing a rubber violin with the railroad tie. My parents came back from a triple shift and found me still sitting there on the edge of the bed, pen in my hand, delirious with thirst, patching that birdcage with a 1,000-yard stare. Guess the rain stopped. It'll be earthworms all over this lot. Damn shame to be an earthworm in a rainstorm. Right, so I guess we're gonna go inside. Maybe not. "9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day of the year except Labor Day. Last admission is at 4 p.m. daily." Damn. Try the door. You folks lost? And then what? Ben, you're being very uptight right now. You're right, it's unlocked. I'm not sure it's finished in there, though. What's finished? Would it be better if it were finished? Can we be sure of that? This late, you'll probably wake someone up. Hush, I think I heard a voice. Maybe a security guard? I didn't hear anything. We're just too late. Let's come back tomorrow. Alright, nothing else to say. Alright, let's go in. If everything's shut down, it'll be pretty boring. Any of you folks know a diner or something around here? What? I said it'll be boring. No, We have flashlights, look. If we visit by day, we'll see what they want us to see. If we visit by night, it's all up to us. Are you guys just gonna... Emily, Ben, and Bob argue about whether to enter the museum. Okay. Is there anything else for me to do here? Doesn't look like it. Probably just gonna get back in the truck. Oh, that's a big bird. And a lot of puddles. So I can look at the bird, and I can walk around in the puddles. I don't think there's anything else I can do, though. Am I going back to the truck all on my own? Oh, now I'm this guy. Exploring the puddles. Sure is a lot to this parking lot. But I honestly don't think there's anything worth us exploring for. Where am I him suddenly now? So, what's the plan here? What do you think? Well, we've got to get back on the Zero and bring these documents back to the clerk at the bureau. I'm just not sure how to get there. The entrance at the farmhouse was gone. Let's ask at the gas station if he knows another route. Sure, okay, worth a shot. So I don't remember where this gas station is. I think maybe it'll say in here. Notes. No notes yet. Okay, no notes from this chapter yet. Oh, the truck's engine sputters and dies as Conway guides it carefully off the road next to a fallen tree. Okay. Aight.